consecutive crowns. The Bentonville Farmers Market has snagged another honor. From produce to art, we'll tell you who is saying our market is simply the best. And in our downtown conversation, we sit down with the Chief Product Officer at Sam's Club. Todd Garner talks about his journey from Afghanistan to Bentonville.
And I looked for an environment that mimicked that same endless possibilities, high impact situation. And retail turned out to be a great field.
From music to comedy, we'll introduce you to the second annual Bentonville's Got Talent winner. Hello and welcome to a new edition of Downtown Now. I'm Dana, and over the next 30 minutes, we're going to head to the streets of the square to showcase some of the best talent both on stage and in design.
And I am Aaron Nolan. I'm so excited to kind of showcase everything that we've got going on here in downtown Bentonville, and it all starts right here at Lawrence Plaza, the A Street project. We're starting to phase this thing in. We're so excited about it. Gonna tell you about that in just a moment, but I want to give you this little tease. Coming up a little bit later in the show, we're gonna sit down with an Air Force Academy graduate who is now kind of flying the plane over at Sam's Club.
Well done.
Pun intended.
Yeah,
All right,
got it.
Back to the fountains here at A Street. Again, this is the first phase of what is going to be an incredible, beautiful, amazing pedestrian-only walkway. This is Lawrence Plaza. The whole thing's going to open up over the next few months. We want to give a big shout out, though, to the city as well as Flintco, who is building this thing. It's going to be special to sit here with your family, Dana, and just walk up and down, starting here at the fountains, going all the way down to Tuscan Trotter.
No cars.
No cars anymore.
Just all people.
It's all over.
We're excited. We're also excited to celebrate another milestone here in downtown. One of the events that we've had the honor of producing here in Bentonville, Farmers Market. For the last 16 years, the American Farmland Trust announces the best farmers market in every state. And we are so proud, Aaron, to announce that for the second consecutive year, our market has won the award as the top farmers market in the state of Arkansas.
We are very excited by this recognition. Being recognized as the top farmers market in the state 2 years in a row is amazing. We're humbled by it, and we work very hard to produce these markets every single week. We couldn't do it without our local vendors and farmers and all the hard work that they put into making this happen. We really hope that people see that and people celebrate that. But yes, we're very excited by this.
It's very, very good, and we are very appreciative for especially the manager and the team that take care of all the vendor here. So that's why it runs very smooth here. So appreciate it.
Dylan and his team do such a great job curating this market each week during our warmer months. In fact, over the last 3 years, Dana, you know this, we have set new sales records for the locally grown produce and locally made goods. Last year, we topped $2.1 million in sales. And now remember, this is not only huge for our community, it's gigantic for local farmers.
Absolutely. Driver of small business here in downtown Bentonville. Now, speaking of farmers markets, you may have heard of Cowboy Catering. It's a small business that got a huge boost right here at our Bentonville Farmers Market. Now, Monty and his team started with beef jerky, and now they've grown into one of the biggest catering services in Northwest Arkansas. And of course, that's where Aaron's run off to. Check this out.
One of the best catering services in the area. Monty, thanks for being with us here on Downtown Now. First question, before we get into this, I think a lot of people try to dabble in this world and building boards like this. What really makes a good charcuterie board?
Vision. Having a vision of something that you're wanting to put out, something that you're wanting to really showcase who you are, right? So every board, every time we put something together, it's never the same.
Yeah.
So it's really a time that you can express whatever emotion. So you really want to be emotionally solid when you go into it, because you're not trying to just slap something together. You're trying to create something with the products that a client has ordered, but also be able to always make it look as presentable as possible, because we eat with our eyes first.
It's an art form before it makes its way to your belly. That's what I'm hearing here.
But really what got me really involved with downtown Bentonville was through the farmers market and making our beef jerky. And that's really where everything kind of started for me with getting involved with downtown Bentonville.
Well, you bring up a good point. I want to talk about that. The Bentonville Farmers Market, the opportunities that it presents itself. We're proud to say that now we're 2 years running the best market in the state of Arkansas.
Yeah.
How special of a place can that be, not only for you as a person and your team that we see behind you, but really, Monty, also the impact that it makes on farmers, the smallest of the small business.
I remember going and when I was trying to find a good place to set up and do my jerky, when I found the farmers market, I literally struck gold. And it has been just optimal in my business. And then also with the small farms, that gives them such a huge output of where to take their product. Where a stand on the side of the road just isn't going to cut it like what you can find here.
And you're talking about sustainability. You're talking
Absolutely.
about businesses going from open to shuttering the doors.
Absolutely.
And through the magic of TV, I'm back on screen. If you want to sample cowboy catering, make sure you check out New Year's Eve. We are hosting it. It's going to be an amazing event. DBI sold it out last year. Downtown Bentonville Inc. will sell it out again. It's over at Ledger, and Cowboy Catering will be there.
Don't miss the candied bacon.
Monty, that's amazing stuff.
It's amazing. Also amazing, Bentonville's Got Talent in its second year on the First Friday stage here in downtown Bentonville. Check this out.
First Friday, a packed downtown square. The stage is set and the spotlight's on local talent. From singers hitting the high notes to dancers bringing the moves. To this little guy who wasn't throwing away his shot. And then there's Hayden Garrett, an 11-year-old with a puppet, a song, and a whole lot of talent.
Things will be great when you're downtown. Don't wait a minute more downtown. You're gonna be alright now.
I get less nervous and then I start enjoying myself when I'm like halfway through the first song. It's very fun.
Hayden came away with top honors at Bentonville's Got Talent, proving that sometimes all you need is a little community support to turn nerves into fun. So what's next for the winner of Bentonville's Got Talent?
Biggest dream is to go on AGT though.
What is that?
America's Got Talent.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
This is the start.
Yes.
Now you're in Bentonville, next is America.
Yes.
And then you take over the world.
Amazing stuff. Thank you to everyone who came out and took the stage for Bentonville's Got Talent. It takes a lot of guts, a lot of grit, and a lot of talent to participate in that competition.
Dana, thank you for not having a dummy joke inserted here for our winner of Bentonville's Got Talent. After the break, we're going to the worldwide headquarters for Sam's, meeting Todd Garner. He is the Chief Product Officer, and he's also an Air Force Academy grad. That's after the break. Todd Garner fell in love with Top Gun. That's one of the reasons why he found himself at the Air Force Academy. Todd Garner also fell in love with Bentonville. That's why he lives here in downtown. Today's Downtown Conversation is with the Chief Product Officer at Sam's Club. Joining us now, Todd Garner. Todd, welcome to Downtown Now. Thanks for being a part of what we're doing here.
Hey, Aaron, thanks for having me. Great to be here.
Chief Product Officer, you're a downtown Bentonville resident, overall cool guy. So thanks for all of those things. But you're also a veteran. And I want to start there. And at the Air Force, you graduated from the Academy. And I heard a story, actually, I think I read a story on Sam's Club's website, that you joined because of Top Gun. How much of that is true and how much of that is inflated because Tom Cruise is like you, a cool dude?
Well, I appreciate the compliment. Yeah, I think it's one of the great ironies. It's a Navy film that actually drove Air Force recruiting. But no, it's true. I watched that movie. I thought it would be really, really cool to be a fighter pilot and give back in my country in that way. And it's actually what drove me to the Air Force Academy. I thought it would be just an incredible experience with a fantastic career, and on top of that, I got to give back. And it is. It was the inspiration that drove me and took me to the academy, got me through, and actually an incredible experience.
Tell me about your time in the military. You made it to captain, right?
I did. Yeah, so, despite having that initial dream of becoming a fighter pilot, I actually decided that wasn't the path that I wanted to go. I went into more of it's actually kind of similar to retail environment type of occupation in the military. It was called contracting and acquisitions. And so I spent 4 years in the military, rising to the rank of captain, like you talked about. And my job was basically to make sure that we were doing business either stateside or overseas with the locals in the countries that we're at. And it was just an incredible experience that, we got to help foreign nations, we got to help build economies, and a fantastic experience, and yet, again, another way to give back.
All right, so out of the military, you still stayed in that life. You didn't come straight to Sam's from there. Tell me a little bit about what you did in that civilian life and how you ended up in Kandahar.
Yeah, absolutely. So I spent most of my time in the military on active duty in between Alaska, and then I got deployed to Kandahar, Afghanistan. And one of the neatest things that I found about that experience was when I was over there, I found the impact that you could have was literally only limited by the time in the day and the number of good ideas you had. And I really dug in, and it was fantastic. Like I said, learned a lot about the culture, had a huge impact. I mean, it was everything from starting the first recycling program in the area, stopping a bunch of fuel theft, helping a bunch of locals in a lot of different factions. And I just fell in love with that ability to just make a huge difference and have a direct impact. And so ultimately decided that I wanted to move to a corporate job in America. And I looked for an environment that mimicked that same endless possibilities, high impact situation. And retail turned out to be a great field. I mean, it's very similar, both in terms of the values where, in the military it was integrity first, service before self, and excellence in all we do. Ironically, those are the exact same values that Walmart has, plus one more, respect for the individual. And so it was a perfect fit. I thought it would be a great opportunity where I could actually help, I could give back, and I could have that impact. And that experience in Kandahar is actually what translated into really my decision to get into retail and make that my career.
All right, before we get into Sam's, I want to stay in the military for just a moment.
Yeah.
Todd, this is obviously something that's heavy on a lot of people's heart. I mean, my family has had big impacts on me based on the military service. I didn't serve, but the impact is still there.
Yeah.
What do you take away from your time in the military and the pride that you see here in Bentonville, the pride that you see really all around the country?
Yeah, I think the first is appreciation. The fact that people do recognize that, the fact that people can relate to that, and quite frankly, America is so supportive of the people that are choosing to essentially put their life on hold to defend our country, to make the situation better, to give back. That appreciation, that two-way appreciation, I think is so important. I think the other thing that I take away is just there's the old quote of freedom is not free. Yeah. And I think it's really important that we all stay calibrated on that because it's so true. I mean, maintaining this way of life, maintaining, this great country that we have, it does take sacrifice on all different fronts, and service being just one of those, the military service being just one of those. And so I think about those two things coming together, and it really, I think it's impactful from all angles, and just means a ton to me that people are appreciative, and I got to help out there.
All right, you mentioned retail.
Yeah.
So you've transitioned over to Sam's. I'm going to ask you point blank, what does Chief Product Officer mean? But first, let's talk about rising through those ranks and realizing the connection that you had to the world's biggest retailer.
Yeah, I actually started my career with Walmart. That was a high school job. I was in Muscatine, Iowa. And I was working at a super center, an electronics and garden center. And so I fell in love early with the commerce and the ability to give back in retail. Just really liked the whole dynamics of it, of, everything from the orchestration of how it happened to how you would price items to the fact that, we were serving hundreds of millions of people and helping make their lives better, as Walmart would say, save money and live better. Yep. And so that was my first introduction to it. And just moving forward into retail, it was just such a solid fit from the mission, saving money, living better, from the values, which closely aligned, as well as the activity. I mean, retail is an ever-changing environment, and it's exciting to be a part of that. I like to keep moving. I like big challenges.
All right, so let's go to Sam's Club specifically. I have been around this area long enough that I understand that Sam's Club is the place where everybody loves because it's so much fun. We see it at the Associates celebration in June of every year.
Yeah.
Is it real? Is Sam's Club that much fun?
Sam's Club is a blast. We have an incredible experience where we're 600 clubs. We are, our geographical footprint is obviously smaller with 600, but our impact is huge. And so when we look at our member base, when we look at the impact that we can have with technology, when we look at even the close-knit family that we have, whether it be here in the home office, out in the field, it's just a great group of people that are aligned around the mission, that are motivated to go out and have a huge impact. And yeah, it's really cool to be a part of that team.
All right, here's that question, Todd. Chief Product Officer, what do you do?
Yeah, it's a great question. My job is all about experiences.
Okay.
What I'm trying to do is make sure that we're delivering the best experience for our members, as well as the best experience for our associates. And the way that we get after that, we call it design thinking. And it starts by empathizing with both of those groups of individuals, understanding what they're going through, understanding what creates problems for them or where there's pain points. And then what we do is we dive in and we say, how can we solve that problem? A lot of times it involves technology, probably 90%, at least in my role, it's going to involve a technological solution. But it can also involve process. It can also involve physical infrastructure. And so what we do is we really just deeply understand the situation, and then we deploy things, whether it be that technology, that process, or that infrastructure that help alleviate those pain points, deliver delightful experiences, and hopefully make shopping, world-class at Sam's Club.
I notice on your tag it says Proud Veteran. How does this company combine your life to a T, from where you started in Walmart to the service to giving back to now corporately?
Yeah, I would argue it's a near perfect match. We talked a little bit about the mission, we talked about the values, but I think the other thing that really speaks volumes is, do you back it with actions? And Walmart, Sam's Club, it's a company that they back it with actions every single time. I mean, just using veterans as an example, since 2013, they've hired over 500,000 military members or their spouses. We've given over $1 billion worth of business to veteran-owned suppliers, and the Walton Foundation has given back $50 million to veteran-based organizations. So when you think about the fact that we're saying the right things, we're doing the right things, and we're backing it up, and we're helping people along that entire journey, what an awesome place to be.
All right, let's wrap this up and let's talk about the place, not only that you're working, but the place you've decided to live, which is downtown Bentonville.
Yeah, fantastic area.
It is, by far, it is our favorite place. I mean, we are downtown Bentonville, Inc., so we love that.
Yeah.
But why Bentonville? Why did you choose to bring your family here? Obviously, you've got a great job.
Yeah.
But you still got to love where you live.
Yeah. I think this place is magical. I've lived a lot of different places in the, call it 25 years since I graduated college. I've lived everywhere from Alaska down to Texas and everywhere in between. And I just think there is something so magical about this place. It is the people. It is the culture. It is the activities. I mean, world-class mountain biking, world-class art, music, the ability to walk around. And yet you still have all the good attributes of a smaller town, not a metropolis type of environment. It's the best of all worlds, in my opinion. There's no place I'd rather live.
Now, you are a biker, so you do enjoy those mountain bike trails. They're pretty good, right?
They're fantastic. I'm out at least twice a week, and I hope to see you out there if you're ever interested.
Find me on the golf course. We'll go there. We'll go there instead. Todd Garner, thank you so much.
Hey,
we appreciate you taking the time.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Take care.
Todd is a fixture in downtown Bentonville. You'll either find him right over there on the trails or right over there at one of the great events that we host downtown. After the break, we're going to show you why it's a hard knock life in downtown Bentonville.
You know, Aaron, it's one of my favorite musicals, and we were so lucky to have Perry Ryan Theater on the First Friday stage, singing and performing some of the greatest hits from Annie.
Two of the girls you're about to watch actually live at my house. My kids are on stage. Check it out. I saw 2 cute orphans up there. Again, they were my kids. Dana, last time we did a show from Lawrence Plaza, I ran through the fountain.
Do it.
This time, it's your turn.
All right,
You're
really?
not
Seriously?
You're not gonna do it. You're not gonna
Seriously.
do it.
All right. See you guys next time. Well, now that I've ruined my shoes, we'll see you guys next Sunday. Lawrence Plaza looks great.